MISSION. Sharp like barbed wire, she stole my heart, then she got archived. I keep it short with a Lord Farquaad. All the girls in the front row, all the girls at the barricade, all the girls have been waiting all day. Let your tongue hang out, everything. If you came with a man, let go of his hand. Everybody in the suite kicking up their feet, stand up, dance. I see you. And all the guys in the back waiting on the next track. Cut your boy a little slack. It's Young Jack. I'm vanilla, baby. I'll you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skilla, baby. And the thing about your boy is I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down. But you can whip your lovin' on me. That's right, whip your lovin' on me. Just give me that boom, boom, boom. Just give me that boom, boom. Just give me that boom, boom, boom. Just give me that. I don't care what you got. Just give me that boom, boom, boom. Just give me that boom, boom. Just give me that boom, boom, boom. Just give me that. I don't care what you got. Just give me that. Stand to attention. I come to mention. Now we're gonna take you in a different direction. That's the way. We rock and make them move them body. We got those over there asking for selfies. This time I got to say no.
Today, from Commander's Field in Landover, Maryland, it's the NFC Championship game.
One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. A beautiful fake. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Fighting through, and he's got space. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
And this offense has come out swinging here in the early going. They pick up a nice chunk on that pitch and catch. And the two of them have this offense moving in the right direction to start this game.
Towards the middle and caught by Musgrave. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
And he fends him off. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. DeForest Buckner, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal, now brings up a decision on 4th down.
Patterson's kick is good, and the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. Not the touchdown they wanted, but hey, you're on the road in the playoffs. They did get 3 on the board.
Yeah, it's a good opening drive, so you feel good about it yourself. You get to the sidelines. The defense feels good about you helping them right out of the gate. The team, yeah, they feel pretty good about coming in the playoffs and getting points on the board right away.
It didn't take long to see our first penalty of the game, did it?
We always talk about everyone wanting to get into the game in a hurry. The officials did as well.
So the hold on special teams backs him up all the way inside the 15 to start. Able to slither by. There he goes, right side. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. They'll go to Barkley again, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On 2nd down, this is Jackson. Down the right sideline. They're trying to tiptoe the pylon, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him now on the opening drive of this NFC title game. Jackson. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Barkley will take this one in. Touchdown, Washington. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gassed.
Yeah, a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field and giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. On second down, they'll run it here. And this won't be enough to pick up the of 2, 3rd and 1. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is going to have a Packers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. Love now. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Isaiah Simmons getting by the offensive line and dropping the quarterback. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Give him 4 on the carry there, but that only takes him back to where they started. 3rd and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. On 4th down, out is the punter Cameron Johnston to boot it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's May. Oh, wide open. Complete. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. 66 yards. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Working out of the gun. Love. They've got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays. Love now to pass on first down. Ayuk bringing it in on the crossing route here. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 12-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Jordan Love ready on first down here. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen, but this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
Going back to Love. They'll find Ayuk open right side. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Touchdown! Luke Musgrave, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers have got it back to within a score. Riley Patterson now for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
On second down, here's Barkley. Room here to run. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 75 yards rushing for him now. A strong performance here in this first half with his Super Bowl berth on the line. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 27. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Thomas, 27 yards. As his guys are able to extend their lead. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Well, not one one you see often there is he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Now a 2nd and 10. Ayuk going to go in motion right. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. Here's Jackson to return. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like...
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. A nice throw there. And this is a quarterback, you remember, looking to do what no other rookie has done, and that's lead his team into the Super Bowl.
And now you've made me go back down memory lane a little bit, because we have had a few guys come close. Think about Patrick Mahomes in 2018. 2nd year in the league, but his first as a full-time starter. I go back to 2000 with the Vikings and Dante Culpepper. Also his first year as a starter. But this would be something I think would be very noteworthy.
And 2 big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27. They'll throw on 1st down with May. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
They'll try the ground game with Jackson. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Commanders continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. They go I formation, fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
On the the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. Now third down and very long. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. On the return, Jackson. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. Taken down at the 42. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Play action. May. Going deep for Walker. And this is caught inside the 5. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout, and they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. They run on first down with Jackson, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there as time expires in the first half. And the Commanders are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We just watched a fine first half out of this quarterback. That's Drake May. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And they have made this look easy. I mean, there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Thomas with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. 62 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Love looking to throw it. Now he's loose at the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Play action this time with Love. Got a man, that's Ayuk. On the move past the 40. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
And, he takes a shot at the end of that play. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
Ayuk goes in motion. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Love with it here, third and short yardage. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 15-yard line. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Love from the gun. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. This one from 35 yards away. Patterson's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here. Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. On play action, May. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Well, now they'll shift things around. And they go play action with May. Finding Walker, complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Sooner or later, we should get a snap, I think. This is now 1st and 25 after another penalty. To throw, it's May. Being chased out left. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown. Brian Thomas saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Commanders get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. 2nd down. Love. Quick slant to Watson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Throw caught by Musgrave. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Again, it's Love. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, Love. Slant route connects with Deebo Samuel. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you've mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
2nd and 10. Love. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Isaiah Simmons able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. Patterson's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but They've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And a little dangerous there, almost a penalty, but it does get into the end zone before going over the sideline for a touchback. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. First down, Love to pass. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. 3rd and 9 here. Throwing. Love. And he is caught. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Love. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead. And it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances. And that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Love back to it here after the pick 6. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The Love's throw taken in by Samuel. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Here is 3rd down and 4. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And he held on to it too long. A coverage sack. Down he goes. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Love from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Jacobs is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Jacobs again, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. Now Love. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, you start to feel sorry now for the young man throwing the football. This is really turning into a disaster.
Listen, it's baptism. All right, this is almost a rite of passage. This young in the league, go back and find a Hall of Fame quarterback and check their records for their first 2 years, especially if they started the bulk of the games. I'll bet you'll find double-digit interceptions on just about every one of them. They have to learn as they go along.
And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. Another drive coming up for this Packers offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
You know, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
With it is Jackson. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. Barkley, inside handoff. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Now a handoff inside. It's Jackson. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. And Barkley will try to punch it in, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, something about this team, you just felt like they were one of destiny all season long, and they made themselves today, as you can see, the class of the NFC.
Yeah, and it's starting to look more and more like...
Oh, and now they're going to fake it to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. One last shot now for Love. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And what a ride it has been. NFC champs, they have punched their ticket to the biggest show in sports.
And what a way to get there, to go the entire season and then play for the right to go to the Super Bowl and the right to call themselves NFC champs. Elation has to abound.
I won't doubt it, he won't mislead all his followers. Praying on the process, mind and spirit. Feel like I'm floating in my prime time. One life, live it right now. One life, live it in.
Goodbyes, that's life. For times, for life. For life, for now, my eyes. Thank God I'm free tonight.
Got God on the line, to the devil I'm fine. He always trying his best. Top of the pole, me and my bros. When the story gets told, it's gonna be BMF. Down hard, it wasn't made easy. You can't live twice. Thank God I'm breathing. We gotta go now. One life, live it right now. One life, live it in.
That's life. For times, for life. For life, for now, my eyes. Thank God I breathe tonight.
still no pressure. Thank God I breathe. Cause I speak is what they need. I tell no lies. I'm still up top and still can't drop what they not. Yeah. Last day was filled with slaps, I guess gotta run it back. Didn't like the